So in the last class we started with the p block elements, particularly the introduction about the p block elements. What are p block elements? What are p block elements then? The elements in which the last electron enters into which p subshell? Yeah, outermost p subshell. Hence p subshell consists of how many orbitals in it? 3 orbitals which can accumulate maximum of 6 electrons. Yeah, hence it is subdivided into 6 groups, that is from 13 to 18, that is boron family, carbon family, nitrogens, chalcogens, halogens, and last was group 18, noble gases. So hence these are the 6 groups of an p block elements. What is the general electronic configuration of an p block? Yeah, ns2 np1 to 6. S subshell is completely filled, whereas p subshell can accumulate 1 to 6 electrons in it. So after that it was the oxidation state. In general, the oxidation state of an p block elements. The p block elements exhibits variable oxidation state, and out of those variable oxidation state, one is considered as a group oxidation state. How we get a group oxidation state for an p block elements? For an p block elements, how we get a group oxidation state? p block elements ಈಗ group oxidation state ಹೆಂಗೆ find out ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? Which last electron? If both the ns and np electrons are involved in the bonding process, then we consider it as a group oxidation state. For this, if I give you an example, if it is ns2 np2, the group oxidation state of this group will be +4, because S as well as p electrons are participating in the bonding process. Whereas due to the inert pair effect, we get another oxidation state. What is an inert pair effect here? Yeah, during the bonding process. So the reluctance of an S electrons during the bonding process is known as an inert pair effect. Means the s orbital does not participate or it does not share its electrons during the bonding process in order to form a compound. Hence such a effect is known as an inert pair effect. Now why does the s orbital does not participate in the bonding process during the inert pair effect? ಯಾಕೆ s ಒಳಗೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ? What is the reason? As you know, if an atom consists of d and f orbitals in it, and d and f orbitals will be having a poor screening effect, where s and p orbitals will be having more screening effect. Yeah, high screening effect, because of which now if I consider an atom with this d electrons, s and p here, now the nucleus, it will be having more attraction towards the electrons which are present in s and p orbital. So it will hold them tightly. s ಮತ್ತು p ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ನ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತಂದ್ರ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ d ಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಪುವರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಿಂಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಪುವರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಿಂಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ d ದ ಶೇಪ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಡಿಫ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಶೇಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ d orbital? ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ. double shape. As the shape of an d and f orbitals are complex and they are diffused, what does the nucleus will do? It does not hold them tightly, means it does not have an effective nuclear charge. Adar kade shielding irangilla d orbital kade, it has a less shielding, but it will attract the electrons present in s and p towards itself. ಈ s ಮತ್ತು p ಒಳಗೆ ಇರುವಂತ out of s and p which is more which is having high penetrating or screening effect? S orbital. Yeah, the nucleus will hold the electrons present in s orbital more tightly compared to p and d orbital. So in such a case, now we are taking or it is going to carry out certain bonding process. Whether the electrons present in an s orbitals are easily shared? No, because nucleus hold the electrons present in s orbitals tightly. hence remaining will be our p orbital, so it only participates in the bonding process, hence such a effect is known as an inert pair effect. ಪುವರ್ ಶೀಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್, ಡಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಅದು ಪುವರ್ ಶೀಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ನ ಟೈಟ್ಲಿ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಟೈಟ್ಲಿ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಶೆಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಉಳಿತದ, ಬರೀ ಪಿ ಉಳಿತದ. ಸೊ ಪಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದ, ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ರಿಲಕ್ಟನ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಅನ್ವಿಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ಎಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಆಸ್ ಎನ್ inert pair effect. Now if I write the same thing, NS2 NP2. So due to the inert pair effect, which oxidation state we get? Inert pair effect ith ಪಾದ್ರೊಳಗಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ oxidation state ಬರ್ತದೆ? What happened? Is it clear? Okay. Now here NS2 NP2 it is. Inert pair effect ಆತಂದ್ರೆ s orbital participate ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಉಳಿತೇನೆ p ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ ಎರಡು electrons, then our oxidation state will be +2. Clear? So after that we got a negative oxidation state. As we know how many electrons are present in an NS2 NP2 now? outermost shell ಒಳಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು electrons ಇದಾವೆ? NS2 NP2 group 14 ಇದ್ದದ್ದು general configuration. Yeah, it has then 4 electrons now. And how many electrons it requires to complete its octet structure or in order to become unstable? ಇನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಯಾ 4. ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಅನ್ ಅನದರ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಇನ್ -4. Clear? So you have studied about the oxidation states of an p block elements. So after that we started with an group 13 elements introduction. Group 13 is known as boron family. It consists of 5 elements. Yeah, 5 elements. Which are those? Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Clear? Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. So these 5 elements, out of those 5 elements, boron is a non-metal, aluminium is a metal, but it has a property similar to, similar characteristics of an boron, whereas gallium, indium and thallium are typically a metals itself. Clear? This is what we have studied in the last class. Ishtella last class olaga cover ಮಾಡಿದೆವು ನಾವು. So now we are going to start with the occurrence of in group 13 elements. So already we have completed the introduction. Now the next is the occurrence of a group 13 elements, that is an boron family. As you know, the elements always exist in either combined state or in a free state. As I told you in the last class, group 13 elements, they exist in which? Free or combined state? Yeah, they exist in combined state. Most of them they exist in a combined state, where which is our first element of in group 13? Boron. So boron in a combined state. So boron in a combined state, it occurs in the form of, adu ಯಾವ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ orthoboric acid. It occurs in the form of an orthoboric acid with a formula H3BO3 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಓರ್. ಇದು ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ? We are going to extract a boron. Have you heard about the hematite ore? Hematite ore, iron ore, Fe2O3. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಹೊರಗೆ ತೆಗಿತೇವೆ? ಐರನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೇವೆ. ಮೆಟಲರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ರಿಫೈನಿಂಗ್ is known as a metallurgy. So now here the elements which are occurring in an combined state, where boron it exists as an orthoboric acid. ಅಂದ್ರೆ earth crust ಒಳಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದ? orthoboric acid ಆಗಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. Next, it also exists in the form of a kyanite. The formula of this is Na2B4O7.4H2O. So ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇವು? ಡಾಟ್ ಎಚ್ ಟು ಅಂತ ಬರೆದ್ರು ಎಂಥ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅವನು. ಇಫ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎನ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಎಚ್ ಟು ಓ ಹೈಡ್ರೇಷನ್ ಎಂಥಾಲ್ಪಿ ಇನ್ ಅನ್ ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಡಾಟ್ ಎಚ್ ಟು ಓ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅವು? They are known as an hydrated salts where water is present in a form of a crystal. Clear? So leaving that, now boron which is present in an which occurs in an combined state in the form of an orthoboric acid. Next it is present in the form of an kernite as well as it is also present in the form of an borax. Clear? The formula of borax is similar to kernite. It is Na2B4O7 but it is decahydrate, that is 10H2O. Clear? So these are the three O's of ಬೋರಾನ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಈ ಮೂರು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದ. ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಿನ ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು? ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅನ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬೋರಾನ್ it also present in the form of an, it is present in two isotopic forms. What are isotopes? What are isotopes? What are isotopes? Yeah, same atomic number but different ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ ಬಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತಿ? ಬರೀ ಅದರದ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಅವರ್ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅನ್ ಟೂ ಐಸೋಟೋಪಿಕ್ forms and the two isotopes of an boron are, what is the atomic number of boron? What is the atomic number of boron? 5 it is. Clear? Atomic number is same. So the elements having same atomic number but different mass numbers are known as isotopes. So boron exists in two isotopic forms. One is a boron 10 and the other is a boron 11. Boron 10 and ಸಿಗ್ತದ, boron 11 and ಸಿಗ್ತದ. So here boron 10 it is present around 19%. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ boron 10 ಭಾಳ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ 100% of boron 19% is of boron 10 and 81% is of boron 11 here. Clear? Along with that, boron it occurs or it is less abundant, means boron is very less abundant in the earth crust. Earth crust ಒಳಗ boron ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. It is very less abundant, hence these are the this is about the occurrence of a boron. So boron exists in a combined state in the form of orthoboric acid, kernite, borax. Along with that, it is present in two isotopic forms and those two isotopic forms of boron are boron 10 and boron 11. Which is more common in that? More commonly available? Boron 11 with mass number 11 on it. Whereas boron is less abundant in the earth crust. So after the boron, the next element is aluminium. Clear? Again aluminium it is also present in an combined state. Aluminium combined state work ಸಿಗ್ತದ. In an combined state aluminium is present in the form of an ores, that is bauxite ore. ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಮ್ ಓರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಓರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಟಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅನ್ ಕಂಬೈನ್ಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಓರ್ಸ್, ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಓರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಈಸ್ bauxite ore, where the formula of an bauxite ore is Al2O3.2H2O. Again it is an hydrated one. And along with that it is also present in the form of cryolite. The formula of cryolite is Na3Al F6. So from these compounds we are going to extract the aluminium here, whereas along with that aluminium is the third most abundant element occurring in our earth crust. Clear? Earth crust ಒಳಗೆ ಸಿಗುವಂತ third most abundant element ಅದು ಯಾವುದದು? It is an aluminium. Then which is the first abundant element in the earth crust? Hey, boron is less abundant. ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದು ಬಿಟ್ಟೇನು ಬೋರಾನ್ ಸಿಗೋದ ಲೆಸ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ನಾ ಏನು ಕೇಳತ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 13 ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳತ್ತೀನಿ ನಾ. ಇನ್ ಜನರಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುವಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅರ್ತ್ ಕ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದೋಸ್ 118 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್? No, it is an oxygen. Clear? Oxygen is the first abundant element. Next abundant element is silicon, and our third abundant element is it is an aluminium. So ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಹಿಂಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ, so which is the first abundant element in an metals? ಮೆಟಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಬರೀ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್, ಸಿಲಿಕಾನ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಮೆಟಲ್, ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ, ವೇರ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಆಗ್ತದ? ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್. ಮೆಟಲ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ? ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಮೆಟಲ್. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ aluminum, which is the third most abundant element occurring in our earth crust, it exists in an combined state in the form of an bauxite ore as well as cryolite. Now which are the other three elements remaining in group 13? Gallium, yeah, indium and thallium. So gallium, indium and thallium, all the three elements are very rare occurring in our earth crust. Gallium, indium and thallium ಏನಿದಾವಲ್ಲ ಭಾಳ ರೇರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿಗ್ತಾವ. So here just I will add the last point here. Here only I will write it as gallium, indium and thallium are rare elements. Means their abundance is very less in our earth crust. Clear? This is about the occurrence of in group 13 elements, that is in boron family. So group 13 elements exist in an combined state. So in its combined state, physical. Okay. So in its combined state, it is present where the boron is present in the form of orthoboric acid, borax and kernite, whereas it also exists in two isotopic form, boron 10 and boron 11, where boron 11 is more abundant compared to an boron 10. And here when it comes to an aluminium, which is the third most abundant element occurring in our earth crust, it is present in the form of an bauxite ore or cryolite. When it comes to the gallium, indium and thallium, they are rare element and their occurrence in the earth crust is very less abundant. So hence here this is about the occurrence. Next we are moving to the physical properties of a group 13 elements. So among the physical properties of a group 13 elements, first I am going to considering the electronic configuration. Electronic configuration. So name the elements present in an group 13 now. Name the elements. Yeah, boron. Next, aluminium, gallium, indium, yeah, and it is thallium. atomic number of boron. Atomic number of boron. How much it is? 5. Okay. Next. Yeah, 13. Indium. Yeah, 49. Yeah, 81. Clear? So now we have written the elements which are present in group 13, that is boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium with respect to their atomic numbers over there. Now we are going to write the electronic configuration. So what is the electronic configuration of an boron? 1s2, 1s2, 2s2, 2p1. See here, or else I can write it as, with the help of a noble gas core, that is helium 2. Next I can write it as 2s2, 2p1. Okay. Next, here neon, very good, neon 3s2, 3p1. Next, yeah, what is the atomic number of argon? 18 it is. ಇದು ಬರೀ 18 ಐತೆ. ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ 4s2 4p1 ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. After 18 we are going to fill 3d10 means ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದೇನು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, it is nothing but 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Clear? How much it is now? 18 are been filled. Next it is 4s2. So directly 4s2 ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂದೆ 3d10 ಬರೀತೀನಿ. 4s2, 4p1. Clear? Next, noble gas core. S block element study ಮಾಡಿವೆ already with the help of this by writing the electronic configuration in the same manner. Which is the next noble gas core element? Krypton, that is Kr. So it is 4d10, 5s2, 5p1. Clear? Xenon, it is 4f14, 5d10, 6s2, 6p1. Clear? So now we have written the electronic configuration of a group 13 element. By seeing the electronic configuration, can you give me the general electronic configuration of a group 13 elements? The general electronic configuration of group 13 is, is ns2, np1. Means in all the elements, first the s subshell is completely filled, next p contains only one electron in it. Clear? This is the general electronic configuration of a group 13 elements. So first element gottitantandra, it is common for all the other elements. So it is ns2, np1. Clear? Is it clear with the occurrence as well as electronic configuration? You heard concept tiltadena? Okay. Now we are going to our second physical property, that is an atomic radii. That is nothing but an atomic size. So how we are going to define an atomic size? Nucleus to outermost shell of an atom is known as atomic size. So it is the distance from the center of the nucleus to the outermost shell of an atom is known as an atomic size. Now already we have written the configuration here. So now you tell me how the group 13 elements are arranged in our periodic table. Means along a group or along a period? Along a they are arranged along a group, means they are arranged from top to bottom of our periodic table. So now general trend here. General trend means which you have studied in the classification of elements and periodicity in properties. Adrolli ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಟಾಪ್ ಟು ಬಾಟಮ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಏನು ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಜನರಲ್ ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ what happens to the atomic size of group 13 elements? Atomic size will goes on increasing. Why does the atomic size increases from top to bottom? The electron will enter into the different main energy shell. If it is an boron, the electron is entering into the second main energy shell. In an aluminium, it is entering into third main energy. Gallium, fourth. So top to bottom, always the electron will enters into different main energy shell, where the distance from the center of the nucleus to the outermost shell of an atom, it goes on increasing. So in a general trend, we can write that group 13 elements are arranged from top to bottom. Hence the atomic size goes on increasing from boron to atomic size goes on increasing from boron to thallium. Why does the atomic size increases from boron to thallium? Because the last electron enters into different main energy shell. Different main energy shell. So this is a general trend which we are going to study, or we have already studied it, that top to bottom always the atomic size is going to increase. Name the element having smallest atomic size in an group 13? Boron. Whereas the element with the largest atomic size, it is thallium. Clear? So this is a common factor. Now here an exception occurs. Clear? So in an atomic size, again an exception occurs, and the exception which is occurring in a group 13 is the size of gallium is quite smaller than the aluminium. What is the exception? The size of an gallium is quite smaller than the aluminium. Means according to the general trend, out of aluminium and gallium, which should have a larger atomic size? General trend prakar. Gallium size ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರಬೇಕು, whereas the atomic size of an aluminium must be smaller, because top to bottom electron enters into different main energy shell, where the distance will goes on increasing, because of which the atomic size should increase for an gallium compared to an aluminium. But this doesn't occurs in an group 13. What is the reason? ಯಾಕೆ ಹಂಗಾಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ನನಗೆ? This is quite smaller, not more, but quite smaller than the aluminium. So can anybody give me the reason for that? So if an atom contains d and f orbitals, what happens in those atoms? If there is a presence of d and f orbitals in an atom, what happens? Yeah, there will be a poor screening effect over there. Clear? Ignore relay. If we are studying about the aluminium, the configuration of aluminium is neon 3s2 3p1. Aluminium the configuration is. Gallium the configuration is argon with an 18 electrons 3d10 4s2 4p1. Clear? So these two are the electronic configuration of aluminium and gallium. Now see here, when it comes to the gallium, there is a presence of an electrons in and d orbitals. Clear? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಏನದ D10 ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೈತಿ. ಎದ್ರೊಳಗ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಒಳಗ. ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಒಳಗೆ d ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಆಗದೇನು? Aluminium ಒಳಗ. No. Means the d orbital is present with an gallium. Now it is a new for a gallium here. The 10 electrons are already present in an d orbital. After the it is an 4s orbital and next it will be a 4p orbital. So here in such a case, as we know, if the electrons are present in an d orbital, the nucleus will attract those electrons. ಈ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ನ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೇನೆ ಡಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಇರುವಂತ 10 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ನ? ನೋ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ it has a poor screening effect. So when the d electrons have a poor screening effect, then what does the nucleus will do? Nucleus of an gallium will do. It will take the electrons present in 4s and 4p orbitals towards itself, ignoring the d orbital. d orbital na complete agi ignore ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತದ. s ಮತ್ತು p ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ನ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂತದ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ s ಮತ್ತು p orbitals ಗೆ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ? It has a more attraction, means it has a more screening effect towards the nucleus. So in such a case, the s and p electrons are being grabbed towards the nucleus. s ಮತ್ತು p ಒಳಗಿರುವ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ತಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆ ಜಕ್ಕೊಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ? ಸೈಜ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ಆನ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ. ಬಹಳ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡೈತೆ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ನ ನೀವು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಸೈಜ್ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೈತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತೈತೆ. ನಾವು ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ವೈ ದಿ, ಇಫ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ವೈ ದಿ ಸೈಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ದೆನ್ ದಿ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ? ಡ್ಯೂ to the poor screening effect of d orbitals. The nucleus has more attraction. Attraction towards electrons present in s and p orbitals. Hence, the nucleus holds those electrons tightly which are present in s and p orbital. So d the poor screening effect irudrinda, due to the poor intertwining effect of in d orbitals, the nucleus has more attraction towards the electron present in s and p orbitals. Which s and p orbitals? Gallium adi s adu 4s and na particular gallium ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, 4s and 4p orbitals. Hence the size decreases. Hence the atomic radii or atomic size of an gallium decreases compared to an aluminium. ಇದ್ರ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೈತಿ? ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಸೈಜ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದ, ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದ? ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರ್ತದ. So here now if the question is name the element or tell me the order of increasing atomic size of group 13 elements. Boron, Yeah, boron, gallium, aluminium, indium and thallium. It is not boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. ಈ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲದ. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ? First boron. Now you are telling out of gallium and indium, indium should be quite smaller than the gallium. It doesn't occur because again there is a presence of n d orbital in it, but there will be 3d10 completely filled in it. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ನಾ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, now if you ask me the same question for an gallium and indium, ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗತ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇವು ಎರಡರ ನಡು ಯಾಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರೆಯಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದ್ರಾಗೂ ಡಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಐತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನ 4d10 ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ 3d10 ಬಂದು ಹೋಗಿರ್ತದ. ಹೌದಿಲ್ಲ? ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಮ್ದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 3d10 ಬರ್ದೇವಿ, 4d10 ಬರ್ದೇವಿ. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ದಿ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ದಿ 3d10. 3d10 ನ ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೈತಿ. Same way it is going to ignore the 4d10. But as the number of electrons increases in an indium compared to the gallium, their size it goes on increasing itself. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಭಾಳ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆನೂ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸು ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಇಂಡಿಯಂ ನಡು ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯಂ ಅಟಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸು ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತಾವ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವ. ಈಗ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಬರೀ ಡಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ನ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನಾವು ಇಗ್ನೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದಿ ಪುವರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಿಂಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್. ರಿಮೈನಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೋರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅನ್ s and p orbitals, hence its atomic size is quite larger than that of an gallium. But why there is an exception with an aluminium and gallium? Because aluminium does not contain d orbitals in it. ಆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಒಳಗೆ ಆಗತ್ತೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂದಾಗ ಡಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಈಗ ಅದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಡಿ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಮತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಿಂಗ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಸೈಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಸೈಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲರ್ ದೆನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನ್ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದಿ ಅಟಮಿಕ್ ಸೈಜ್? Okay, so if you have understood about the atomic size, you will only explain me about the ionization energy, because all the periodic properties are dependent upon each other, that is an atomic size itself. Once you know the atomic size, you can easily explain the ionization energy, electron negativity, electron gain enthalpy, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇರ್ತಾವ. So hence now you tell me about the third physical property, that is an ionization energy. Before that, what is an ionization energy? What is an ionization energy? Yeah, the total amount of energy required to ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ? ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಹಾಕಾಕೋ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತೆಗಿಯಕ್ಕೋ? remove an electron. Clear? The maximum amount of an energy which is required to remove an outermost electron from an atom or an ion is known as an ionization energy, where the unit of ionization energy is, what is the unit of ionization energy? Kilojoules per mole it is. Okay, so then can you explain me the general trend for an group 13 elements of an ionization energy? Atomic size ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾಮನ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 13 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಯೋನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್? ಯಾ ಇಟ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್. ವೈ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್? atomic size increases. Clear? Now bari general trend bariteni ile. So according to our general trend, with increase in the atomic size, clear, the nucleus Yeah, it holds the electrons loosely or tightly over there. Loosely. The nucleus has less attraction towards the electron, means they are loosely held over there. So it requires less or more energy. Yeah, so it requires less energy to remove an outermost electron. Outermost electron, hence the ionization energy. Very good. Ionization energy decreases from boron to thallium. Clear? ಜನರಲ್ ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅಟಮಿಕ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗತ್ತೈತಂದ್ರ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ನಡುವೆ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಲೆಸ್ ಇರ್ತದ, ಅವು ಲೂಸ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾವ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಸಚ್ ಅ ಕೇಸ್ we can apply less energy and we can take out the outermost electron, hence the ionization energy decreases from boron to thallium. Now if the question is why boron is having high ionization energy? Yeah, because it has a smallest atomic size. If boron size sannadada antandre nucleus ಆ electrons ನ tightly hold ಮಾಡಿರ್ತದ. So in such a case we require more energy to remove those electrons. So here boron is having high ionization energy due to its smallest atomic size. Now opposite question, why thallium is having low ionization energy? Yeah, because it has a largest atomic size. ಈಗ ಅದರ ಸೈಜ್ ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿರುವುದರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಹಳ ಫ್ರೀಲಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲೂಸ್ಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಡ್. ಇನ್ ಸಚ್ ಎ ಕೇಸ್ we can remove those electrons more easily, so it is having less ionization energy. So according to the general trend, top to bottom ionization energy decrease ಆಗಬೇಕು, atomic size ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, increase ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತದ, because ionization energy is again dependent upon the atomic size. So you should give me the exception now here. ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಯೋನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಒಳಗೆ. Yeah, then not size, we are talking about the ionization energy. The ionization energy of gallium is high or low? High compared to ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ. ಅಂದ್ರ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮೊದಲು ಬೋರಾನ್, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗ್ಯಾಲಿಯಂ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಅಯೋನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗೋತ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಮೀನ್ಸ್ aluminum will be having high ionization energy and gallium should have a low ionization energy. But this doesn't occur due to this exception, where here the ionization energy of gallium is high compared to an aluminum. So will you give me the reason? Because gallium has smallest atomic size. Why it has the smallest atomic size? Yeah, due to the poor screening effect of same reason. The orbitals which are present in an gallium has a smallest atomic size than the aluminium. Clear? So here the ionization energy, in an ionization energy always the gallium is having high ionization energy compared to an aluminium, where gallium is having a smallest atomic size, and the smallest atomic size of gallium is again due to the poor screening effect of d orbitals, where the nucleus is having more attraction towards the electrons present in s and p orbitals. Hence, because of this, the size of gallium is smaller compared to an aluminium. Clear? This is about the ionization energy. So before winding up the class, my next question is, next class will answer madbudi. What is this? First ionization energy, second ionization energy. Out of first and second ionization energies of group 13 elements, which requires high energy? Yeah, second ionization energy. Why it is second ionization energy is higher of in group 13 elements? Reason here Vignanak. Yak 13 new second ionization energy high anatir. Yeah, very good. So here, as we know, if we are going to remove the electrons from a group 13, our configuration is ns2 np1. So now the first electron is removed from which subshell? P subshell, which accumulates only one electron. So only the elements are stable when they contains half filled and completely filled. If P ಒಳಗೆ half ಇಲ್ಲ completely ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಅದರ ಒಳಗಿರುವಂತ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಈಸಿಲಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Hence it requires less energy. Now what is the configuration remaining with us? One electron ತೆಗೆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಉಳಿದ configuration, yeah, ns2. Now we are going to remove the second electron from an ns2 here. Now it requires more energy. Why it requires more energy? Yeah, S is completely filled, means again it is stable here. As it is stable, it requires more energy. So here, on comparing the first and second ionization energies of group 13, the second ionization energy requires high energy than that of first ionization energy. Clear? This is about the group 13 elements. Hope atomic size but ionization energy ತಿಳಿದದೇನು? Okay, so in the next class we are going to continue the physical properties of this group 13 elements. Clear? Thank you.